So we've got our jobs on the left hand side here, and we've got our menu across the top here. So if I go into one of my jobs and I select that, you can see it's selected by it's been highlighted here. So now if we go to the dashboard of that job here, we see our progress for that job, any recent activity on there as well. Now if we go up to projects menu and we go project information, again it's going to stay on that job, but it's going to be all the information about this job here. So we've got our client, our internal users, which are our workers, any subs that are attached to that job when they're needed. Here is where you go to delete it if you want to. Again, you've got all this information, your map of where it is, which the guys can see on their mobile app. So if they don't know where the job is, they can actually click on it, and because the address is all embedded into it, that will take you straight to that job. If I go anywhere like files, here I can see any files that I've uploaded purely for that job. As you see at the top there, it always stays on this job here, no matter what you're doing up the top here. So if we go to our photos, we can see photos have been uploaded there. We've got different folders that you can use as well. From these folders as well, we've got a client portal. If you want to allow them to see any files from that, you can click on here and you can actually go share with the clients. So that's going to come up. And now it's got a little shared thing down the bottom here, which means that the clients can see anything that is put into that folder. It'll be available on their portal. Here we've got manage permissions as well. So what we can do is when we do our internal users, we can give them different roles. If we don't want certain roles to see certain folders, we can block those out and just tell it the only people that are allowed to see those folders. So it just gives you a bit of flexibility on obviously sharing the information you want to with your staff members versus not sharing them. And if you select whatever you want and then you save permissions, it will show up down the bottom here. You'll see all the icons, which has got the little key up the top here to tell you who's actually allowed to see that folder. Then if we go into things like the budget here, this was just a small charge up job we done. You'll see all the bits and pieces come through for that one. We can go to the budget. We just went to the budget for that one. We can go to the bills for that job, where all your bills can be put into there, and they feed into the budget as well. We can build our schedule for the job, see any site diaries for the jobs that the boys put on their app, create to-dos for the job as well, change orders for the jobs. So they work differently for charge up contracts versus fixed price contract, and I'll go into a bit more detail into that a bit later on. We do a video on that. Selections is one that's in the company settings. That's just one where you can actually have a whole pile of products that you can show customers they can select from. Just makes it easier. Again, we'll do that one later on. Any time clocks for the job as well. If we go there, we'll see the time clocks for the people there. Checklist is another big one we can look at later. Any toolbox talks for that job as well. Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot more involved in it, but that's kind of your basic overview of jobs. So let's say if we go to time, if we're on time clocks, we can go all jobs and be on time clocks. So now we'll see the time clocks for all jobs here. We can actually go in and select just the jobs we want to see. If we want to see more than one, up here as well, what we can do is we can create filters. So at the end of every week, my wife will go and pay the bills, and she'll go, all right, what's Ryan done this week? And she can go, this week starts Monday, and then it'll just give the things for that job. But again, obviously that was yesterday and nothing's been done because we're closed for Christmas. But again, you can change the start of the week for yourselves as well. If you click on this file here, we actually start on a Wednesday for our weeks. We're Wednesday to Tuesday, so we save that there, and those will be the filters that you have. Just to make it easier, so you can come in here and get all the hours for each of the boys at the end of each week when you go to do pay runs. Just makes it easier to find. Rather than going through each job and adding them up, here you can come and select all jobs and then find out whatever jobs I've worked on and how many hours I've done.